boom 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 booty in the break
Booty in the breakdown.
booty in the breakdown beauty in the breakdown beauty and the break.
Officer Booty reporting for duty.
Down.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow. That's the new intro song.
That was really long. I think we need to perfect it a little bit more.
Okay, we'll work on it. Hi, Heidi.
Hi. We've been off for a while.
I know.
Had some breaks, like 2 Mondays in a row for Thanksgiving, and then
I was in Puerto
Sarah
Rico.
decided she was going to go to Puerto Rico.
So
She felt like a Puerto Rican.
woo! I could not stop saying that the whole
I
time
know.
I was
It's
there.
like once you start saying it, you can't say,
I feel like a Puerto Rican.
I feel like a Puerto Rican in this hair.
Everything I did, I would eat like one plantain, and I'm like, I feel like a Puerto Rican.
I feel like a Puerto Rican in this hair.
It was great though. I went to a wedding. I went to a Puerto Rican wedding, which I thought that I hated weddings, but I
It
don't.
blew your fucking socks off.
Holy shit! The last wedding I had gone to was at the American Legion, and my
Your Uncle Bill was in the back smoking a cigarette in the open air with a bush light in his hand.
one of my uncles came up and said that he was going to like marry the girl instead of my other uncle.
Oh my God.
That didn't happen, but I mean, I had never been to a cool wedding.
Like a really well put together
It was a
wedding.
Willy Wonka wedding. They had blueberries and everything there.
It was really cool.
I got the golden ticket.
I don't know what just happened there. Okay, so apparently I can't talk either.
I don't know about you, but like my family does not really like get married. Like it's just not something that my family ever did.
The last wedding that my family was involved with, they got married in one of those park pavilions in like the
Terre Haute.
Yeah, they literally rented out one of the like shelters and got married in it. It was like a bring your own booze, bring
Where
your
was
own
the
chair.
reception? At the park?
There was like this little like freaking like conference room or like shelter thing.
In the conference room?
Yeah.
Were you like one of those RV camps?
Yeah, damn near, yeah.
So that's
And it had like the round tables with the plastic tablecloths on them and like the plastic like fold out chairs.
and like every time you put one of those like plastic covers over top of a plastic table, they never stay on.
No, ever. Like, and like then you see like sometimes they'll tape them and the tape's coming off and there's tape hanging everywhere.
Dude, I always pick at them too. I pick at this chair.
Yeah, that
the
chair has
same-
gotten your wrath one or two
The
times.
same way I pick at this chair whenever there's plastic over a plastic table, I'm like, well, that is gonna get aimed.
That is done and it's gonna be by my hand.
My hand's gonna ruin that. So they had. I'm not talking like just a normal. I'm talking fairy tale fucking wedding. Like they had a mariachi band, which
I would love that.
my favorite thing was
I'm about to get comfy.
she's Latina and from Puerto Rico, and then
Puerto Rican.
she's a Puerto Rican. And
Our
then
favorite one.
Her husband is white, like
A white man.
like me, white. And just watching like the cultural differences between his family and her family.
Did it just his immediate family end up going, or was it like
I mean,
some cousins and aunts and stuff that ended up?
there was probably like 30 people there from
A
his
good turnout,
family.
like a classroom size.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
good. That's a good
Like-
size.
And
That's a lot of people to get to go across the fucking country, or
Right.
I mean, out of the country. That's insane. I feel like I couldn't even get 3 people to come to my wedding, which is why I'll probably never
I
get
mean,
married.
the wedding itself probably had like 80 something people at it. Granted, her whole family is from
Yeah,
here.
I feel like they have a pretty big family too.
There were fireworks halfway through. It was literally on a private island in a castle in Puerto Rico. And I was like, oh, I think I like weddings.
You're like, I just didn't like the ones I was going to.
Yeah, like I didn't.
The reception is like a bonfire outside and everyone's around it like with their spit cans.
Somebody gets in a fight at it. They don't even go home together.
Body slam their aunt over someone's car hood. That was too personal, sorry. I don't know if that's relatable to everybody, but
They don't even have an open bar. Like you could not have they had an open bar, but like
they got an open cooler full of high noons and bush
You can't have an open bar at a white trash wedding.
Oh, no, you can't, because fists are going to be flying 2 minutes in, dude. Fuck that. I couldn't even imagine.
He's going to get beat up at a white trash
More
wedding.
than one person. You're getting beat up. The truck's getting beat up. Someone's fucking kid's getting beat up.
The reception is just a boxing match. Like,
now to the ring.
Everybody put your gloves on. Let's go.
Your
Reception
gloves.
time.
Your gloves with a B.
Put your gloves on. Let's go, Timmy. It's your turn.
John, get up here. I'm going to knock your other tooth out.
The goal of the reception is just to knock the groom out. Whoever
Whoever
knocks out the groom out first
knocks
gets
the bride
married
and groom
next.
out. Yes.
Instead of catching the bouquet, you just have to knock
Someone's tooth
the
out.
bride out.
Whoever gets the last tooth is the winner.
Whoever gets the last tooth of the bride is getting married next.
I feel like my wedding will be like McDonald's catered. Like, I'm going to be wearing sweatpants. I'm going to be like only my friends there. It's going to be a movie night.
I always said that I was going to get married in a bathing suit, and that broke my mom's heart. But
Your mom's like, the
the older I get, the more I'm steering away from a bathing suit wedding.
You're like, the years are passing and the bathing suits are fading.
23-year-old Sarah was like, I'm going to get married in a bathing suit.
I'm going to get married.
Actually, just the whole thought of getting
Yeah, I was
married.
going to say,
It's starting to
fade slowly in the background. It's not on the forefront of my plans at all. How was your Thanksgiving besides that? I mean, I know you were in Puerto Rico, but
It was also Puerto Rican Thanksgiving. Wonderful. Not the same as my family's. Empanadas and good food. We sang karaoke. They played music. We all salsa danced. Yeah. I mean, it was. It made me a little bit sad because I was like,
this is what it should be.
yeah, like seeing that like sense of family and stuff. I was like, oh, that's so.
See, I feel like I don't
cute.
even get sad about that anymore because I'm like, if I get sad about it, I'm gonna like throw myself into a rabbit hole where I'm like, I'm glad other people do this. Like, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I won't let myself get sad about it.
Yeah, like just hearing about like other like I feel like when you grow up kind of like a little bit like trashy, you just get this like nostalgia of what a Christmas could have been
Yes.
like.
And that's such like a guilty, like empty feeling. I love that you're laughing over there, Wyatt. He's like, haha, you fucking losers.
Wyatt, you don't even have a Christmas tree in here. Shut up.
Okay, we're not gonna come for Wyatt. Let's not hurt Wyatt's feelings.
Yeah. But
We love
like,
Wyatt. We feel bad for Wyatt.
I was talking to someone the other day, and they were just like telling me about like their Christmas and how they're like, my dad puts different stocking stuffers in the Christmas tree, and we all have to fight over who's gonna get it first. And I was like, oh no, we couldn't do that in my family because last year my dad did actually knock out my brother. So like,
Yeah,
that
no,
would
I was gonna say,
go very poorly in my family.
I also think it's amazing, like now as an adult, as I've gotten older, I feel like when I was younger, I was so ashamed to be like, okay, like I'm a little trashy. Like I would never say that. Like I tried so hard to like keep up like an image. So cause all my friends I felt like had money and good families. Like I really felt like the only one that, like really didn't. So that was always, like I said, like an empty and guilty feeling almost. So I feel like now that I'm older and I'm like, no, like I'm embracing it. Like my childhood was less than spectacular. Like I didn't have a family that had a lot of money. So like, I don't know, that's what I try not to make me get sad, but I feel like I've also experienced what a
no,
good
I think things like
Christmas
that is
is
what gives you a good personality.
yeah,
though.
it builds
Like-
character, whether it's sad or not.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like I wish my family would have been able to hide stocking stuffers, but also like I can knock out a grown man.
yeah,
so-
if you're like, but on the flip side, when the holidays aren't around, my personality's shining through.
like I was like, wait till I come to your Christmas with you and I fucking win because y'all are getting knocked out.
wait till I come to Christmas in my reindeer jammies and I'm throwing fists off a couple shots of tequila.
Guess who's going home with 14 lottery tickets? Me. Bitch.
I'm gonna gamble them all off all your family members.
Do you remember that game? Like it was like super popular a few years ago where it was like everything was saran wrapped. And you would
Yeah,
have to,
we
like,
did that like 2 years ago. Yeah, like you had to like put on oven mitts and like fucking
Yeah.
like lottery tickets,
Yeah.
candy, gift cards.
Dude, we
Fucking loved that thing.
We did play that in my family, but my grandma was like super addicted to lottery tickets, like heavily addicted to them. So she was literally like reaching across the table from
She was biting over with her teeth.
I was like, Grandma, we'll just get you some lottery tickets
Grandma,
after this. Like,
you're gonna sit out of this one. The addiction's gonna take over.
she was like, no.
She's growling and like seizing at the mouth. She's like, you guys have to like pull her out, put her in a crate in the kitchen. Sarah, gate grandma up.
She's literally like, she won't let go of it like a dog.
She's like on all fours, like fucking run, like
we're like, drop it. Oh, her jaw is locked. Damn it.
someone brings out a spray bottle and starts spraying her with it. How grandma ruins Christmas every fucking time.
She's like in the cage, you just get a thing of water and pour it on her. Let go.
She's growling. You can hear her from the living room. You throw her like your scraps of your food off your plate.
That's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's awful. We took that one way too far. Per usual.
So we have a bandit. We either have a raccoon or someone that's stealing our packages.
The raccoon like hugged it in his hands and like walked it underneath of the freaking porch.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening, but we have a package bandit.
I had 2 fucking pairs of shoes stolen straight off of our front porch. So I might as well have just taken my money and wiped my asshole with it and thrown it down the fucking toilet.
What shoes were they?
I got a pair of, they were like on Black Friday deal. They were on Amazon and they were like knockoff Uggs, but they were like really cute. They kind of reminded me of those, but they were like ankle length and they were like $25. They had amazing reviews on them. I bought those and then I bought a pair of Converse from Tilly's. And they both got fucking stolen. I'm just confused though, because I'm like, if they were delivered like on opposite days, like someone would have had to have come back and gotten them because I came home Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like from my shift and those shoes were not there.
How amazing is it though having Black Friday online now though? Do you remember Black Friday when it was
being
like,
a huge deal? I don't know though. So I was actually just talking about this because when I lived in Terre Haute, like I feel like the last couple good years of like the mall that we had there, I worked, and it was when we still had all the department stores. We like there was only a couple stores that were closed at that point. So I worked at Journeys, and I also worked at the shoe department in Carson's. And I worked,
Carson.
I'm not kidding. I remember like Black Friday, I had to get there at like 4:00 in the morning. I also worked when I was a assistant manager at PacSun. I had to get to both of those like 4:30 in the morning, had to like set up the store. Like we had lines for hours. Like I remember it being so packed, it being such a big deal. And then like up until like, I would say that mall like really took a turn like in like 2019, 2020, and there's nothing left in there. So came here and like Greenwood was fucking packed. Like we went shopping on Black Friday and like that's the first time I've seen a mall like legitimately busy like that, and it was kind of nostalgic. It was so weird,
like seeing people like,
maybe
it was just like COVID, everyone like switched to online. But we accidentally, so when I was in Puerto Rico, we just had no concept of time because we were there like on the beach, and we accidentally went to Walmart on Black Friday to like get groceries, and we're like,
the worst time to go grocery shopping.
I was like, Puerto Rico's Walmarts are so busy. And then finally somebody was like, oh my God, it's Black Friday. I was like, damn, I thought these people were just like
if it also
fighting over
you
shit.
How uncultured I am. Like I'm like, they have Black Friday over there.
Oh
like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Like I mean, like it makes sense when you say it, like in my head, that thought would have never crossed my mind.
I mean, they have everything that you would have here. I mean, it's really it doesn't feel any different
it's so
when you're there.
Weird, yeah.
It feels exactly like being here, only there's beautiful beaches and people speak Spanish.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
like
not like a massive
other than
difference.
that. I mean, like I think that is like one weird thing being in America is that if you don't travel a lot, you think like my dad, when I was going over there, he was like, you need to be careful. I'm like,
you almost get scared.
What?
Yeah. I also feel like there's like bad instances that you see that will like kind of alter like how you see things. And it's like there's like one instances that happen like they're not every day. Like
and that shit happens like, here all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're not too far from it, no
like,
matter where you're at.
What are you talking? I was like, what do you mean I'm going to get like murdered out there? Like I am more likely.
Like there are people waiting at the gate to like kill you right when you land.
I'm staying at a resort on a private island of Puerto Rico. Like I am more likely to get murdered in my sketchy ass house.
The Somalian pirates are gonna fucking like boat over to you guys and steal you. Like, I mean, that's pretty far fetched, but
the pirates are just gonna like fucking come up on shore.
I mean, truthfully though, that'd be a pretty cool way to go out. To have that type of story, you'd be known worldwide, and like that would be pretty cool to me.
That's how I go out. Just are pirates even real anymore?
Yeah. I mean, like they're not like Pirates of the Caribbean, like they're not like those types of pirates, but like,
can you imagine if they still dress like that?
Johnny Depp like comes up on, yeah, no, they're not.
Like got a sword. Give me your credit card. What's your social
Give me your
security
jewels.
Also, when I was in Puerto Rico, my credit card got hacked. And so I was like, God damn it, my dad may have been right.
My dad was right.
But somebody took my credit card information and then they just bought $140 worth of anime. And I was like, what a fucking loser. Like, you're gonna
if you're gonna buy something good.
Yeah, I'm like 100. Like, what are you doing? Jerking off to anime? Like, you fucking loser. And so I like look into it. I like called my credit card company, told them that it had been hacked. And so like I look into it. It was my fucking nephew.
He was the one jerking off to anime.
Yeah.
$150 worth.
I was like, why did you?
What a terrible way to be caught, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just not.
I was like, well, Merry Christmas, fucker. Like, hope you came.
I hope you fucking came off that 150.
Isn't it
Hope
weird
it was
that
worth it.
people there's like anime porn?
Ew, honestly, that like I feel like that part of my like I can't even comprehend that because that's just like so fucking weird to me that's just
I am not one to kink shame, but like
no, I mean me either. But like in my head, I'm like that like isn't an existing thing. Like I would never go looking for that ever.
cartoon porn, like how
Ew, it's weird.
how deep into your search do you have to be to end up on cartoon porn? Like,
where's your life heading? What thoughts do you have throughout your day?
were you ever into cartoons at all?
I feel like all of my favorite cartoons should have directly reflected. Oh no. I feel like all the cartoons I really loved, my parents should have been like, okay, we probably need to get her help. Like I loved Courage the Cowardly Dog. I loved that fucking cartoon and it was scary as shit. I went back and watched it a couple years ago and I was like, I was in my bed by myself at like 3:00 in the morning watching this shit, like no problem. And like,
Is it scary? I've never seen it.
and then like my dad, we would watch like The Simpsons and like there's a lot of like, I mean, like, this isn't really a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
It's more for adults. And like, I'm trying to think of what other cartoons I really liked when I liked SpongeBob a lot. I feel like SpongeBob has a lot of underlying like fucking gross shit in it. But yeah, I mean, I liked cartoons, but I got into watching like MTV and like VH1 way too young.
Yeah,
so I was
same.
watching like Next and like MTV Cribs or like My Sweet 16. Yeah, shit like that I was watching a lot of.
I had a really big issue with watching cartoons. Like it had to have an actual human in it for me to watch it.
Oh, and I also I'm not kidding, I rewatched The Nightmare Before Christmas so many times. I loved that movie. And then like when Tim Burton came out with Coraline, I was probably in like, I think it was like 4th or 5th grade. I begged my mom to take me to go see that in theaters. Like literally didn't leave her alone about it for like a week until she finally took me. And when it came out on DVD, I went and bought it. Watched it a million times.
You remember buying your first? Do you remember the first CD you ever bought?
It was Kelly Clarkson.
Ooh, that feeling of like going in and buying your first CD. Ugh. Mine was J-Lo, Jenny from the Block.
Oh my god!
And I had one of those like 3-disc player things.
Yeah, so did we.
And like it would switch, and I was like,
and you could hear it like clicking and like spinning. Yeah, no, I loved that. Such nostalgic memories. And we still had like VCRs and like the tapes too, so we'd like watch movies on those. I had like a shit ton of like Barney.
Oh, I loved Barney, and
I loved it when I was younger too. I watched it a lot.
My mom had Barney come to my 4th birthday party.
It was your dad.
No, it was her friend Carl. And I remember
terrifying.
he was dancing with me, and I remember him dancing with me, and I was like, fuck yeah, Barney's here. And then his little hand thing, his little mitten flipped off, and it was just Carl's hand, and I was like, this is fucking Carl.
You got the ick.
So pissed off. I was like,
you got the ick.
I think in my 4-year-old mind, I was like,
you literally like stopped and you just swiped your hand out of his hand and just looked at him.
Well, I think at first
unhand me, Carl.
I was like, is Carl Barney?
the amount of emotions that just swirl through your brain all at once, like the gears start turning.
I'm like, how is he?
You like slowly pull your hand in, like your eyes start squinting while you're doing it.
I'm like, how are you here and on TV so often?
When the math ain't
Carl?
mathin', something ain't adding up, dude. You know what? That's like a perfect lead into that.
Let's do it.
That question. We got to get into the other thing. We'll do that last.
No, do the question.
Okay, so
I'm taking my hoops out. I'm about to get
put
a
a
fight.
question up. hopefully for him, I'm good. I don't need no pause tonight. I put on my story, question was, what's your biggest or weirdest ick? And some of these were, I'm gonna start with what yours is first, or what's like, what is like, or if you can even think of something like situational. Like, have you ever been with someone you just like got an ick and you never talked to them again?
Yeah, I was. First off, like I am very picky about guys that I like because I just don't.
And it takes very little for you to get an ick.
Yeah. So one thing that I don't like on guys is body hair. Like, it's just not my thing. I think it's like, and it's a weird thing that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I know some girls like love it. Like, but if a guy has a hairy ass, like, like.
When you're done, he turns around and his fucking ass is just full hair.
Wax it, shave it, something you Neanderthal, like get rid of that. Like,
I don't know,
got to go.
Really hairy ass is scary.
Ew. Any type of, I don't like literally if they were just completely just a little seal, I would be way happier than any type of body hair.
You literally put Nair in their body wash to make sure they're hairless.
I'm not kidding. So I was dating a guy one time and he had a lot of body hair, which already I was like, this is going to take a lot for me to get over. And then
I'm never going to recover from this.
Oh my God. It was so like hairy. He did one time, he let me pluck each one of his nipple hairs out though with tweezers. So that was sad.
Sometimes you have to do that though. I think that's like an everyone thing.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to pluck all your nipple hairs out.
Yeah. That's just part of the job.
But he was in my shower and Lush,
the body scrubs,
yes.
I low-key loved those.
The coffee one.
Uh-huh.
So I had that. And it's expensive. It's like $30.
Yeah, I would say for like a little one too.
Yeah. So I like and he was like 6'5" and just like manly as shit, which not my type. And he was taking my Lush body scrub and just scrubbing it all over his fucking hairy ass gross body. And I was like, You
turn the shower off, throw the towel, and tell him to get the fuck out.
Like, turn the shit
out.
He's still just covered in the body scrub.
Were
I was
you guys like in the shower together, or were you on the toilet just watching him?
No, he was showering in my shower and I like came and I like opened it to tell him something and he's just covered in my fucking body scrub like, hey. And I was like, hey.
You throw up on it.
I was like, time to go.
Actually, the water's out. Fucking rip it off.
I literally called the water company. Could you turn
it off?
the water?
Turn it off right now.
Hello.
Like, we only have a few minutes to make this work. Turn it off.
Excuse me. I am no longer need service.
I feel like body hair is one of your biggest ones.
And just watching him with all my scrub, I really did. I was like, you have to leave and never come back here.
And that was the end of that one.
Yeah. And then sometimes he would wear my robe too. Just like,
have you seen those TikToks where like men post stuff like that and they're like, as soon as my girl leaves, I like, and like it shows them like getting in the shower and like using all of like our products and stuff.
Ew.
I'm like, dog, or like wearing our, like putting on our underwear and shit.
No.
You haven't seen those TikToks?
No.
Wyatt's over there laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Men have this, I think it's like, it's a secret us women are just now learning about because men are like posting, like everyone's posting their shit to TikTok, but like there's this like ungodly amount of men. I'm going to find it and send it to you. That are like posting like, me as soon as my girl leaves, and it's them with like all of their clothes on or like their bathrobe, like using their face wash and like all of their body products and stuff. Yeah,
dude. Okay, I will say something about a man in a robe. Ick.
Ew. Yeah.
It does not give Hugh Hefner vibes. Like, first off, Hugh Hefner's gross anyway. Like, let's stop idolizing that man, even though he's dead. R.I.P.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Guy.
Like. The robe was gross, and a man in a robe is just
even worse.
Bleh.
I don't know,
like your balls are just fucking dangling in it, and like
you have to take Viagra to get a hard on.
And, well, like I'm just thinking, like if a man in a robe, just like everything's fucking dangling, like one false move, that thing pops open, like. Ugh. I used to have a friend that had
it's also like the type of dad that like wears slippers with no socks and like has his hands on his hips.
Yes.
Like, ew.
I used to have a friend and her dad would wear a robe around, and I was always like, does he wear underwear?
Yeah, like it's almost just kind of like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, his sack is so close to slipping out.
Or like men who wear only boxers and like let their bellies hang out, like they'll itch their belly or something.
Oh my God.
Ew. My favorite ick that there's two of them that I read on Twitter, because Twitter is just fucking unmatched on comedy. I remember the first time I read this one, I laughed so fucking hard. I had to put my phone away for a minute because I could not get over it. This girl was like, this guy was like talking about it, and he was like, one time I read this like thing about how this girl said that she broke up with her boyfriend because she got an ick. And it was like, well, what was the ick? And she was like, we got into a car wreck and the way his body flailed gave her the ick. And I died laughing. So could you imagine telling your significant other that you broke up with him because the way their body flailed when you got in a car wreck?
But also, ew.
She's sitting there, she's like,
I saw one where it was like a girl was posting her boyfriend jumping on a trampoline, and at one point his like arms flailed and kind of did like a floppy thing with his hands, and she goes,
I actually saw that one. And then there was another one that was like, it was like, y'all, like, I gotta break up with this man. They were like, he just got out of the car and his butt crack was showing. That would give me the ick.
I was
so bad
playing ping pong with a guy one time, and he was so unathletic, and like I'm like decently good. I was like, I played tennis, so like I understand like the
something
movement.
about a man not being athletic too is like, super icky.
There was one point where he kind of like he did like a weird thing with his wrist, and he went and tried to hit the ball, and he still missed it, and I was like,
we're gonna have to take this one out back and shoot him. There's no hope.
You're done. I was like,
no hope.
Put the paddle down. Put it down.
Unathletic men are also an ick for me. I don't care what you have to offer, what you're bringing to the table. If you are unathletic or you are like not like,
oh, you have $1 million. Throw this football.
Let me see you throw a ball first. Let me make sure you don't look like an idiot. Well, I also like, this was one too that I'll read. I do agree with this one. If a man has nasty feet or if they bite their nails, that is a massive ick to me, because when I worked at the bank, I had a manager that like, she was fucking trashy. Like this woman literally sold fucking chalk art on a pyramid scheme, and like would do lives at work at her desk. And she'd be like, I made this chalkboard with my chalk art. Anyway.
Doing the bingo games on live
and, like,
to win the chalkboard.
She had like 2 kids. They were both dirty butt kids. And like, they'd always come in with like snot on their nose and like fucking gross jackets. And then like her husband literally couldn't get a job because he was a convicted felon. So she took care of him too. And he was also gross. But anyway, I heard her call because I always knew I didn't like when men like bite their fingers and they're real nubby, like they don't have any fingernails left. Wyatt, it's better not be you.
I have really long nails.
Okay,
Ew,
honestly,
worse.
that's gross too.
No, they're not really long, but
Anyway, listen. So she went upstairs and we had this like loan officer guy, and he was for an older guy, he was a really good looking guy, and we all always said it. She comes down, she goes, I'm actually really upset right now. We were like, why? And she goes, he has booty digging fingers. Everybody goes, he has what? Which is exactly what a trashy person would call him.
Booty
and I've
digging
never
fingers.
been able to get that out of my mind, because she was like, not only did he like bite them and they were super nubby, like if I can see your skin right here, it's like skin, nail, and then your skin.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And then there's like dirt in them too.
How do you get dirt in your skin?
You've never seen those. They're fucking, it's so nasty. Like immediate ick. I will not talk to you. I will not give you the time of day. I'm going to assume that you are the nastiest person alive. It's not happening.
I assume that you keep those in your butt crack 24/7.
Or if like we said, like if you like pick your toenails or something.
I feel like any male or woman, like something about like, I know you can't help like a dead toenail, but like if I see like a toenail that's gray, I'm like,
ew. Or like really long, dirty fingernails.
Ew.
It's fucking gross. Okay.
I also hate when girls are like, they're my natural nails. I'm like, yeah, I can tell they look ratchet.
You literally just take a glove and just go ahead. And
I'm like, put
some mitts on those.
Put acrylics on, or like bite them.
That
like,
too. When girls are like, I don't do that stuff. I have 2 pretty and natural nails. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're yellow and you have food from last night's dinner stuck under your pinky. Like, no.
we can see the cocaine under your nails, Stacy.
It's fucking so gross. Okay. Some of these responses. One person said long fingernails for sure. So I think that's like universal.
yeah.
Someone said girls that post pictures from Cake Bake.
There is something so terrible about that place.
I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but like there is like there's a strong correlation between Cake Bake and girls that are in sororities.
Oh, for sure.
Like I think that is like made for them and them only.
Oh yeah, they're literally the same girls that are like, Cake Bake isn't ready for us.
I just spent $8,000 on a cupcake that tasted like shit.
Oh my God.
It's more like a flex of money, I feel like. Because that place is expensive and for no reason.
I don't want to talk badly about that place in general, but overall, people that go to places like that, I'm just like, do you even like the food?
Yeah, no, I think it's more for like aesthetics than it is like you actually enjoy
Like if
the
you
place.
put a fucking pink wall up and put glitter in a drink, girls
girl's gonna go crazy.
Fucking orgasm in the champagne flute.
Yeah, absolutely not. That one was really funny. Someone also said when you're smoking with a guy and he chokes on the smoke. That would give me an ick.
No, I think it's worse when they pretend that they're not. Like, just cough, man.
Like when they're like
no, they do like that.
Yeah, you're like, dude, why are you hurting yourself? Like, let it out. Or like when they're really coughing and you get worried about them for a second because you think they're gonna puke. Ew.
I feel like in general, like I don't really smoke, but if a couple times when I have and I've been with somebody, like the way that like it really puts into perception if you like someone or not, because you're just looking at them like,
I know, that too.
You look a little funky.
I've always, me and Azzy talked about this, because like we were smoking together, and I was like, she was saying how, I think I asked her that. I was like, do you like ever like wait until you're like with someone for a while before you smoke with them? And she was like, yeah, she like basically agreed. Like I would never, I feel like I have to wait until I've like been with you, because I feel like when I smoke, I see someone for who they really are.
Yeah.
Or, like, when they say something, it registers in my brain differently. So like I'll like look at them like completely different, or like one wrong word or one wrong move, and I'm like,
yeah. I tried mushrooms with a guy one time.
oh hell no.
And the way he transformed into Goofy, like the cartoon character Goofy, like he literally transformed into him, just like
Ew.
everything about him, he embodied Goofy, and he kept trying to kiss me, and I was like,
Ew, you're like cringing. Oh my god.
He was like, you look so pretty right now, and I was like, you look like fucking
Yeah,
Daffy
you're like,
Duck,
dude,
man.
I'm
Back
getting
up.
the ick so bad. You have no idea. And I also feel like you say, like, 'cause your mind is like open and like a different like compartment up there, but I feel like you like say and do different things, or like things that aren't normally funny or funny. But I don't know. I feel like there's been a couple times I've like smoked with even just like guy friends, and I'm just like, ew. Like I don't really do it with my friends, but if it's like men, that's when I'm like, get out of
This
here.
is just a men hating podcast.
Or maybe that's a good, or maybe that's like, if you freaking
Beauty in the fuck man.
if you want to figure out if you like a guy and you don't want to waste your time, smoke with them on the first date. And if
Yeah,
you still
that's
like them
true.
after you smoke with them, they're in the clear.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I feel like that's harder than like not doing it.
Yeah. It goes smoke with them, meet their parents, have sex.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
That's how the timeline should be.
Right.
I think we should put that. We need to put that on like a sign right here. Just get like a little pointer.
the ways that you should date somebody.
You said that you don't like hair. Are you the type of girl that doesn't like a man with like a beard or a mustache or anything too? Like, does facial hair freak you out too?
Yeah, I just don't.
I don't normally prefer facial hair, but I feel like there are very few men that can like pull it off and make it not look gross. But there were two on here. One person said having shit stuck in their beard and then they get annoyed when you let them know.
Oh
That is
my god.
nasty. I work my job. I have men that come in all the time, and like they have the nastiest facial hair. Like it's always the men that have the facial hair that don't take care of it. Like they're not oiling their beard. They got eczema underneath
Oil
of
your
it.
beard, dude.
No, or like they have like skin flakes in their shit.
the fucking
my
eczema.
God. Or it stinks.
Oh my god. Dude, it's always some sort of condiment too. Like fucking mustard.
Sauce.
A mustard stuck in their beard. And I'm
there's ketchup.
like, that's just like, ugh. Yeah, that one's gross. Or just crumbs in general. Like,
So fucking gross.
I just like hate a super thick beard. Like
I know,
with
it's
shit
just not a
in
good
it. Like,
look. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do dig a porn stash. I really dig a porn stash.
when did those become popular?
Dude,
Because
I don't know, but they have me in a fucking chokehold. Like if a tall, lanky man with a porn stash came my way, I don't care what the deal is. I might stop caring if you're a Republican at that point. Like, just kidding, I would never. But I swear to God, the porn stashes just came out of nowhere, and I'm just like,
it's kind of like I mean, fashion does come like in and out, but the mullets
That someone said
porn
that too. Someone
stash.
said that they get an ick from the stupid country boy mullet. So like the really like the legitimate mullet where it's like shaved up here and just really long in the back.
And it takes a very specific hair texture to be able to pull off a mullet. Like
you have
if
to have thick hair.
Yeah, and if your hair is stick straight, stop doing that.
Ew.
You look like a fucking
Rat.
broom. Like you look like especially if you're a tall, skinny dude with just a straight mullet. You look like I could like sweep up the fucking dust.
You know what
under
it
my
was?
cabinets with your head.
You know
like,
what
stop.
I was kind of digging though? There's a couple men that I have seen, and I wish this one was more popular. But it's like, I don't know if you've seen this. It's a mix of like a mullet and a mohawk almost.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
it's like all the way
I don't
like,
mind
on
that
the
one.
sides,
Yeah.
but like all through here is like super, but it's not too long. Like
Yeah.
there was a guy on The Bachelor who had the perfect cut like that. And I'm like, I always show a picture of him to people when I'm talking about that.
Yeah, I
But-
don't mind that kind, but yeah, there are certain mullets that I'm
Yeah. Someone said, I get the ick when people tuck their jeans into cowboy boots.
especially because it's never a pair of skinny jeans.
So
It's
like
always
baggy and then
bootleg
boots.
jeans. Like I've never seen a guy like accurately.
I
pull
also
off
feel like
skinny
men's
jeans.
boots don't ever fit either. Like they're just clanking around in them. Like, they don't ever fit their feet
Buy your
right.
size, man.
I know. What is it about that? I feel like men are never wearing their size, their correct size.
They want to look like they wear a bigger size.
Like get your flippers in the fucking shoes that like
just
you're
wear the
supposed to.
8. We know what size
God.
you wear. Stop doing that. I don't like. Yeah, like I don't really like the Chelsea boot look with like bootleg jeans.
No.
Like actually bootleg jeans in general. Just not a huge fan.
No.
Yeah, that's another ick I've had. Like something about like where they're like bootleg jeans and they're kind of like
Wait, you mean boot cut?
So I got a pair of bootleg jeans off the black market.
I was like, wait, what? So I was like, is this hitting the ear right? I'm like, wait a second. I got my bootleggers on tonight, boys.
I got these on the low.
I got the bootlegs.
You guys ever seen these? I got them on the internet.
the
on
wide
the,
angle
on
lens.
the back web. Wait, what's it
Good.
called? The
black-
dark web. The dark web.
The black web. The black web of lies.
God.
All right, last but not least, someone said this one was for the podcast specifically. We're kind of going away from beauty. It started out thick, but someone said it would be that when you have clip-in extensions and they're showing. So when your tracks are showing. I've gotten to a point where I don't even tell girls anymore. I'm like, dude, wear them at your own discretion. If you
Yeah.
can't make them look good, don't wear them. But we've all worn a bad pair of extensions. I remember when I was in high school and I got my first pair of clip-ins. I bet you could see them bitches all the way
Oh
through.
yeah. Oh, for sure. I feel like seeing them isn't as bad as when they have that drop off. Cause like when I see them like in the back, like
You mean
right
like when
here,
they're not blended?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
I'm like,
that's a step that everyone forgets. I also feel like people don't realize like you can take your clip-ins or like if you do your own tape-ins, you can literally go to a salon and like just do like a haircut and like they'll blend them for you.
you can get a haircut.
Yeah, like
you know that,
they'll
right?
blend your extensions for you for literally like $20. Like it's worth paying, I promise. But
Right.
I agree, like when they're very obvious
Yeah.
or like when there's not enough of it, like there's not enough hair. So it's like really thick up here and then you just got strands.
That was the look in like
Oh,
2012.
God. I mean,
though.
yeah,
just
like you were
those
seeing.
two super
They're
thick-
raccoon tails. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Just two of those. Just two of the smallest clip-in extensions just right here and right here.
What a time to be alive, man. I miss that era.
I can't wait till we get to make fun of what's going on right now.
Like what specifically?
I don't know, like I feel like right now, like, oh, so like in Puerto Rico, for instance, like so the girls that I went with, I'm like one of the youngest ones. So like we're all like elder millennials or a little bit above that. And so we all went to the club. We went and wore like tight dresses and like heels and stuff. We get there, Puerto Rico, you only have to be 18 to go to clubs.
They're probably wearing like the baggy jeans and like the fucking like
And not one pair of heels.
oh no, girl, that was one thing. The other thing to go with that, I saw this was also on TikTok. Someone was like, same thing. They were like the generation like under us do not show their feet. Like we wear closed-toed shoes. Like no one really wears sandals anymore. Like we do not be showing our feet like that. We're like, you guys wear heels and stuff. Like I can't tell you the last pair of heels I owned. Seriously.
Oh yeah, I don't normally wear heels, but I did it in Puerto Rico because I was like, everyone's gonna be wearing heels there. Like I just thought like, oh, they're gonna be spicy and sassy and in a pair of heels. Nah. Every single person
they're in their
there,
dirty Air Force Ones.
Yeah, had on a pair of Air Force Ones or Jordans or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a bunch of these. Why didn't I wear mine? But I was like, this might be like, I don't agree with like everything Gen Z does, but if I could say one thing that they have absolutely crushed, not wearing heels to clubs anymore.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that? You're trying to dance.
It's so dumb. I mean, you got a Charlie horse, you got your freaking bunions popping out the side.
And really, it doesn't
your
look
pinky toes poking out.
like I would much rather look good dancing in a pair of flat
absolutely.
shoes than to like look like a fucking like sad deer.
Yeah.
Trying to dance in a pair of heels.
I also feel like when you get drunk, heels are your worst enemy.
Why did we
worst
ever?
thing you could possibly
Why
have.
did we ever do that?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I really never. And I also feel like that generation was like one of the ones like comfort over like how they look. Like I would take comfort over an outfit any day.
Oh,
like,
same.
That's what I think about when I'm getting dressed. I'm like, am I going to be comfortable in 3 hours when I'm drunk in this outfit? And if it's a no, I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah.
Also, like I hear people saying like they have like standing and sitting jeans. Girl, if I'm busted out of them sitting, I'm not wearing them at all because I know I'm going to find a seat at some point. I know I'm not standing
At some
the whole
point,
night.
I'm sitting.
Like that is me. My toxic trait is that I must sit wherever we go.
Oh, I did that at the club. I found a chair. There was one chair that entire place. I found it.
Like I'm not standing up. I'm not. You bring your own chair. You literally walk in with it in your purse. Fold
Wait,
that bitch out.
That's a.
Your purse is like crossbody. You just have it across you.
Oh my God! Put me on Shark Tank.
We have an idea. We have an idea for y'all.
It's a purse and a chair. But you'll go to open the chair and just all your belongings fall out. You're like,
There's one small pocket for your cards.
I
mean,
don't
you'll be onto
hate.
something.
I don't hate the idea.
I don't either.
Sit wherever you want.
Exactly.
All right. Tell me about this.
Okay, we were gonna get into this because is that right?
Yeah.
That is okay. We were gonna get into this because it's flooding my TikTok algorithm, and I also I love true crime. I think you do too, but I just feel like I dive into it way too much.
I like when other people tell me about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I love listening to like podcasts and stuff about it, but I don't.
Like I don't know why it hit my TikTok algorithm, and I don't listen to a lot of like true crime podcasts or anything, but I do watch a lot of like documentaries on Netflix and stuff. So when it first came across my TikTok, it was the same day that it happened. So like I've like been following this like since it got hit on the news, but it's about like the 4 college students in Idaho that got brutally like stabbed to death.
Oh, okay.
In their house.
Okay. I do know what you're talking about. Like
Yes.
It was literally like a little swimming pool of blood.
Oh, like a bloodbath. I mean, like I guess like the police were deeming it like an incomprehensible amount of blood is what they called it. Like, and the other thing that's mind blowing to me is the man or the weapon that was used. I don't even know if there's no one in custody. I'm assuming it was a man. Like I couldn't foresee a woman doing that, but it was a
You're like not the girls I know, not my
none of the
girlies.
girls, none of my girlies would ever.
My girlies would never have a pool of blood in
Never.
their apartment. Ew.
But like the whole thing is just so scary. It's so eerie. It's so weird. And like the murder weapon was like a serrated knife that like you would hunt with. Oh. And the fact that this man was able to come into this house, there was 6 people in the house when this happened. There's 3 floors. And the bottom floor is where the front door is. And there's a key code on the front of the door. And there was no forced entry at all either. And so the only living or surviving people in this was the 2 roommates on the bottom floor by the front door. So that led them to think that there on the second floor, there was a sliding door to the back that you could walk in. So like it's leveled out. So like the first floor was like the basement, but it was a front door. Like the house layout is fucking weird. Like it's eerie if you look at the house layout. So second floor was
it's eerie now. There's fucking 5 dead
but
people
I feel
in
like
there.
even if before, like if you looked at the house, you'd be like, this layout's fucked up. Like it's full of windows.
You're like the feng shui is completely off.
Fucked up. Like literally there's windows.
No wonder something bad happened there.
Yeah, there's windows everywhere. So no matter where you're standing on this hill, you could see straight into this house. They didn't have curtains on any of the
where was
fucking
this at?
windows.
Iowa?
Idaho.
At
the University of Idaho. And
no,
so,
Idaho.
anyway,
Bad joke.
Anyway, so 2 girls at the bottom didn't hear anything, didn't know this was happening. So this like person had to have been really quiet sneaking in. He killed the 2 girls
Wait,
upstairs.
he killed all of them and the 2 girls didn't hear.
Yeah. Yes, those 2 girls were home. They were on the bottom floor. So that's why they think that this man like came through like either the sliding door on the second
But
level.
still, how
What
did
time
you?
of day?
It was, so they said that the murders happened between like 2 and 3 a.m.
So were they asleep? Those 2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but like
they,
I'm
are
just
speculating.
thinking like. You know, I live with you. I feel like I would hear a murder.
And that's what's like being said. But they were like, what? Okay, so the have you seen pictures of the layout of the place? Okay, I will show you that. So what happened was the 2 girls on the bottom floor, I don't know when they came home. They were already in their rooms, like pretty much asleep, locked in their bedrooms.
and heard nothing. Which
But
is
someone
odd,
also
but-
made the point that this killer like probably came in through the second floor sliding glass door, which was in the kitchen, and it was right next to the stairwell. And they think that the target was the girls upstairs. So they think that the 2 on the middle floor, like on the second floor, which were Xana and Ethan, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They think that when he came down the stairs, he didn't know that they were in her room, and they just so happened to be like bad timing. Like Ethan ran into this killer, and like they were just like I don't think that guy
And
meant
Ethan was a guy.
Ethan was the only guy in the house, but
Okay.
I think that like maybe they heard rustling upstairs or something, and like he went to go check it out, and like it was just a circumstance of bad timing, and like that would be like grounds for him being okay, well now I gotta kill these 2 because they've seen me. So that's like a theory. And then
So wait, that theory is he went in to only kill 1 girl on the 3rd floor.
yes, and
So there's only 1 girl on the 3rd floor total.
there were 2 girls on
2.
it was Maddie and Kaylee. They were best friends, like inseparable. And they had their rooms were on the 3rd floor. So they were right across from each other. So like Maddie had her own room, Kaylee had her own room, but they stayed together in one room. So like they were both sleeping in Maddie's bed when this or Kaylee's bed, one of the 2, when it happened. So they think that like this guy came in through the sliding glass door on the second floor, like went up and like stabbed them to death while in their sleep. And then when he was coming down the stairs, like they probably like Xana and Ethan probably heard rustling of some sort, and then like they just caught the fire. But they were also saying that their dog, Kaylee's dog, like one of the girls' dog, he was there apparently.
What kind of dog was it?
He was like a doodle, like a.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's crazy to me when I think about that. Like this dog didn't bark. Like I feel like
Yeah.
when dogs can sense when there's like.
And it's
even
alive?
Even if they
The
know
dog's alive
yeah,
still? Oh,
they
thank
didn't
God.
harm the dog. They didn't harm the dog, but like they even like I feel like dogs can sense like danger. Like if you ever like hit somebody, like even if
Yeah.
they know the person or like they hit your owner, like they're not gonna just sit there.
Oh, Brogan would lose
Oh,
it.
Brogan would he'd get killed. He'd get killed in the crossfire. He'd try to bite someone's ankles and they just fucking off him.
Just
But
kick him down the 3 flights
the
of
other
stairs.
theory, like everyone keeps saying, they're like, how did these girls not hear anything? How did these girls not hear anything? And I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I've been in college. Like, I went to college. Like, I have had really fucked up nights where I've like been asleep and like I'm so drunk or I'm so out of it. I mean, we've had parties in our
Yeah,
and I've
that's
slept
true.
straight through them.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, if they were really drunk and they come home and they just passed out drunk in their rooms, like there is a possibility maybe they didn't hear anything, especially because like. They're speculating that this guy was like on the outside, like watching them like from a hill, like because all these windows were wide open. So like they think that this killer was probably watching everything that they were doing, waited for them to go to bed, and then snuck in and like tried to kill them in their sleep to like not cause a commotion.
So they killed them on the 3rd story.
The third and the second and the 3rd floor is where they got killed. The first floor girls were completely unharmed.
So the 1st floor girls wake up and
So they wake up the next morning and they call 911.
but how did they go upstairs or
So the police department is being very, very, very limited on what they're saying. And I think it's because they're trying to build a case. I think they know who did it and they're trying to build like a case. So they're not trying to release a lot of information to the public.
so we
But
don't know if the girls like
The girls called their friends before they called 911. So I think when their friends came over, like I don't know. So they said that Ethan was found in the doorway. So what they thought happened was like maybe they saw all this blood and like they couldn't open the door because they had locks on them, and like maybe they thought like something bad had happened or whatever.
I wonder what made them go upstairs though, because you know
Maybe they just woke up from like a drunk night and they were just trying to get water from the kitchen or something though.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right.
Oh no, they woke up on their own. Like they didn't find these bodies until like 9 hours after the murder happened.
Second story is where like their kitchen and everything was.
Yes, second story had the living room and the kitchen and then the common hallways and both stairwells to both downstairs
so
and
girls
upstairs.
on the first floor probably came upstairs
to just maybe like see what everyone was doing, like woke up from the night before. And it was pushing like 11 or 12 and like I guess like they like call the cops or whatever and like everyone's like, oh, like why did they call for an unconscious person, da, da, da. And I'm like, someone made a good point that on the phone they're always going to call it an unconscious person because they can't deem someone dead. They don't have the right to. So like a coroner has to like deem them dead. So like they can't like police officers can't say like you called because someone died or someone's dead. They're always going to call it an unconscious person.
Yeah.
So everyone was like catching wind about that. Like unconscious, like there had to have been so much blood, like it was seeping through the floor. And I'm like, I don't think it was that. I think it's they literally like the roommates couldn't rule them dead. You know?
It was seeping through the floor where maybe the girls downstairs saw the blood coming through.
I don't. No. They won't release that information. The only thing that I could think is like maybe the girls went upstairs to like just wake up for the morning, like went to go to the common area and then probably saw all this blood. And like if I saw blood, I wouldn't even go any further. I would dart out the door.
Fuck no.
And like that's crazy to me too because people are like, why didn't they? And I'm like, we don't know. They haven't released that. But I'm like, in my head, if I was in that situation, if I even saw there had to have been a copious amount of blood. Like they probably saw it at the top of the stairs and ran out that front door. Like I guarantee you that they were probably so scared. There's no way I would have walked up there any further if I would have saw that. Like in my head, I would have immediately been like danger.
Oh yeah, I know. Like I would have screamed.
I wouldn't have gone snooping around. I would automatically know something was wrong. Like you don't just have that much blood, nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? But the picture I showed you where the blood was like seeping through the foundation, they did confirm that like that was where Xana's room was. So like between Ethan and Xana, like there had to have been, I can't even imagine for it to go down through the foundation onto the outside of the house. And they said that they think it's a targeted one too because they think that Kaylee was the one that was targeted because she had the most stab wounds, and there was speculation. There was something going around on Reddit that she was like partially decapitated, and all of the other victims
with just a tiny knife, which
is serrated, like they called it a Rambo style knife. So like it was probably like a medium sized knife with like serrated like edges like in the middle of the knife.
Be able to decapitate someone with that?
Yeah. So like they said that she was partially decapitated, but like they were like they kept.
Do they have any information on this Kaylee girl? Like why she would have maybe been targeted?
So I think that's what's circling right now. So like these murders happened on like November 13th. So like it's so fresh, and like they have like speculation about. They had this footage from like a food truck the night that they went missing. There's this guy that's like standing behind them and you see him like follow them after they leave the food truck. So like, I don't know if he's a suspect, but like that's something that they're looking into. And then like there was something that Kaylee said that she had a stalker months before that. So like they said they ruled out the stalker and that wasn't related. And then someone else said something, a frat house. There's a frat house that sits literally like across the street from this house. And they were wondering if like maybe, because Xana and Ethan went to that frat party. So they were thinking like maybe like a drunken fight broke out and then like they targeted, but that I think that one's ruled out because Ethan and Xana weren't the ones targeted. It was Kaylee.
Something tells me it wasn't just like a frat dude though. Like
I know, that's what I said too. I'm like, I just feel like
I can picture like a frat dude like wanting to come in there and just like beat the shit out of the Ethan guy for something,
but not hurt the girls,
but not like go in and brutally murder 3 girls and a guy.
Yeah, like, and the whole thing, like, it's just, there's so many weird things. And like on the second floor where the sliding door is, there's also a window that sits like kind of towards the back of the house that didn't have any lighting. So they had Christmas lights all around the back. So it was like lit up really bright. But that window is in a shadow. There was a cinder block underneath the window. Like it looked like someone might have used it as leverage to like get through a window. So like they're looking into that too. But like, let me show you this house really quick because just the layout of it is fucking creepy.
Did you ever play that Barbie game house when you were younger and you could like build the house?
The doll house? Yeah,
something tells me that that's what this house is going to look like. One of those like Barbie doll houses where it's just like weird and
it was like it. I remember like when I first saw this case, like you can go through some of those pictures. When I first saw like the layout of the house, I got chills because I'm like, there are so many windows. None of them have blinds. On the back side of the house, you can see through every single window on the side of that house, which is the back sliding door, the kitchen. You can see up in the girls' rooms. You can see into the living room.
Oh, they're so pretty too.
They were so they were like in I think a couple of the girls, they were all in sororities, and then Ethan was in a fraternity. Wow. Which is it's so crazy to me, because I'm like, I want to know. I really do think that like this killer went for one girl, thought she was going to be in her room by herself, had to kill the other one because she was in bed with him, and then when he was going to leave, he caused too much noise, woke up the second floor people, and then they just so happened to fucking be in the line of fire. But I'm like, I feel like if this man was like, if he sat and waited and was like watching everything that was happening, it's just like, why not the other two girls? Like maybe he didn't want to like, maybe he got scared or thought he didn't have time. I don't know. Like I just think that's so weird.
Like,
that
did
they
you
made
go
it
in
out.
to kill one person and had to kill four other
Yeah.
people?
But
or did you
also-
go in to kill everyone and ran out of time?
How fucking risky. Your choice of a weapon is a knife, and that's
Right.
1 against 4. So, well, 6, truthfully. But the other two
so
didn't
it
wake
makes
up.
more sense that he went in to kill one person. If he's
it was
only
with a
coming in
knife.
with the one knife,
Yeah, and
like,
it's a quiet weapon. Like if you did gunshots, you're gonna wake up the whole fucking house,
Yeah.
obviously. So I mean, he had to have known. Like you have to know what you're doing. Like you have to be so precise when you're killing someone with a knife, and that's a slow death. Like you could get stabbed in the leg and not die. You could get stabbed.
Yeah.
You can get stabbed in the chest, and if they don't hit anything vital, like
Yeah.
that'd be a slow, painful death. Whew. Yeah, it's a lot to unpack, but that's been a really interesting one.
well, next week, hopefully, we have some more answers on this.
I know I've been
and we
following it
can-
literally every day, so I probably can unpack a
We
little
can
bit
dig
more.
in a little bit more. But yeah, what a wild way to end this.
I know,
today.
true crime, man. We all
This
love
was
it.
not meant to ever be a true crime podcast, but
No,
this one is
yeah.
that's one that we
had to go
talk
in
about.
on. Yeah, like that one just has too many eerie things happening to not talk about it.
Yeah, I keep tracking it because I'm now Wyatt and I both are invested in this.
I'm gonna send you
now.
some of the videos that I come across too, to like so you can get like a better background about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm like honed in on it now. I'm like, they're gonna find the killer. So yeah.
All right. Well, yes, December 20th. Keep marking your calendars for this because Heidi and I both are going to be at Helium Comedy Club.
Yay! I'm so
Heidi's
nervous.
going to do her first stand-up comedy. So it's going to be myself, her, Logan Barrett, and Chris Bauer. So it's going to be a fun show at Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis. When you go to look at the tickets, it's going to be under Chris Bauer. So just buy those tickets. Come
You won't
see
regret
us.
it.
Come support.
Been
Other
working
than
hard on
that, TikTok is being real rude to me, so please comment on my videos if you watch this.
Please comment, like, subscribe.
I don't know what's going on, but they're like hating me on there right now. This is
not fair.
truly like attacking me. So Sarah Pop-Tarts on everything. Heidi
A targeted attack on Sarah Pop-Tarts.
for real though. Heidi Fell, H for Heidi on everything. And other than that, we will be back with I guess a new true crime.
Yeah, true crime next week. Stay tuned.
Okay, bye.
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 Love
I
you,
hate that
bye.
we always do bye. Love you, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, Mom.